Hi, my name is Caleb. I'm in the 8th grade. What strategies or routines do you personally use to stay sharp and avoid distractions while working in space?
All right, this answer is for Caleb in 8th grade, and he was wondering what strategies do we use for staying sharp. So I think one of the biggest ones is self-care, taking care of yourself and understanding your needs every single day to stay sharp. The human is not made to be at 100% all the time. You guys know it. Sometimes you can really perform high for a test, and then sometimes when you go home, you're just exhausted and you need to lay down. So one of the biggest strategies is taking care of yourself, letting yourself rest when you need to, so that you always have some stored energy so you can get up for that big test.
Hello, my name is Sean. I'm a junior at Vermilion High School, and I was just curious to if you guys play games on the International Space Station, and if so, what games do you guys play?
This answer is for Sean in 11th grade. You wanted to know if we play games on the space station. And yes, I've seen a few games played on the space station. Sometimes we don't use any equipment, and so we do things like riddles. That was pretty fun. We did that last weekend with our crew, and we got stuck on a pretty good one. Also, we like to go bowling. What does that mean? The people become the bowling pins. They're all the way on one side of the module, and the other person rolls down, floats down, and sees how many pins they can take out. Can't really play that one on Earth, but it's a lot of fun up here.
Hi, I'm Caleb. I'm a senior, and my question is, what do you do with your free time on the International Space Station?
This is for Caleb in 12th grade, and he wanted to know, what do we do during our free time? So we do have a fair amount of free time, kind of evenings and weekends, just like you do after school or on the weekends when you don't have school. Pretty similar here. So everybody can kind of do what they want to. Most people take the time to connect to our families and friends back on Earth. I do a lot of photography now, just kind of got into that recently, so most of my free time is spent looking out our windows and taking incredible pictures of our Earth.
Hi, I'm Michael. I'm a junior. My question is, has your perspective on life, humanity, or our place in the universe changed after seeing Earth from space? If so, how?
Michael in 11th grade wanted to know how my perspective has changed since being in space. And I think the biggest thing that really hit me is how much all of us humans are in it together. You know, when you're on Earth, it's so easy to point out everybody's differences. Even in your school, I bet, you see kids that, you always kind of look to see where you fit in, right? And so there's kids that are different than you are, right? And it seems like they're really different, but what I've realized is that humans are more alike than they are different. We have way more in common than we do different. So if I could give you one challenge, it's to find somebody today that you think that you're really different than and have a conversation. Find a common interest. Find something that you both hope for or something that you're both afraid of. And I bet you're going to find more in common than different.
Hi, my name is Owen. I'm in 8th grade. What tasks on the International Space Station require the most creative problem solving, and how do they compare to challenges in extreme environments like the open ocean?
Owen in 8th grade wanted to know what kind of problems are the most difficult to solve up here and how they relate to other extreme environments. And I think, Owen, that is a really good insight because there's a lot of extreme environments that have the same challenges we have. And probably the biggest one is not having a lot of resources. So if something breaks at your house, I bet a family member can run to the store, run to the hardware store, get something to fix it, come home and fix it up, right? Well, we can't do that. So our engineers had to predict everything that might break and put up all the spares and tools that we need. And if we don't have the tools up here and something breaks, then we need to get really creative and use what we have. So creativity and adaptability is really required to solve a lot of problems, and that's very similar to other extreme environments.